Crypto market and its shakeout is kind of that scary, right? The volatility to the upside, the downside. But watch what dollar is doing with all the good news happening in the US and dollar going up, and at that point the trade war kicking in. You literally see what's happening with the dollar. Or, in other words, Trump has already talked what he wants. He was saying others are manipulating the strength of their currency. It's becoming weaker. And definitely he meant he want more trade to happen and tariff them and then make sure his currency is at a proper value, not becoming like the safe haven asset, but still at the highest value, which everyone can use. If it's too high in valuation, others don't like it. Now, watch what the crypto market is doing here, right? Think about this. We have like next 2 days, 48 hours. In that 48 hours, if we manage to break this, it's a great sign for the crypto market. If we don't, understand the Bitcoin dominance is still going higher. The reason for this is very bad, meaning watch which direction the capital flow is. You put all of this in and you're like, whoa, that does not look good. Yeah? What really is happening? Is there an all season? Will we even see one? Or is the whales preparing us for something different? We need to understand that. Welcome to the Scientific Investor family, where the normal retail guys get to learn how to become the next top 10% of this world. If you did take profits at the roof, which the market gave you a couple of opportunity, you are now in the top 10%. Now, watch this. When you're in here watching this region for XRP, don't forget what Bitcoin is doing there too. Yeah, XRP is still in the accumulation region, reaccumulation region, or distribution region. If you think it's going to go higher, you can call it accumulation. Look at XRP. It's in this region, either a distribution or a reaccumulation. Fine. But watch Bitcoin. It had that distribution region, which it is playing out on the micro. Then it will have a macro distribution, which would look like this. Right? Now, what is this guy talking about? Yeah, I know. Don't be confused. Short term, macro, don't be confused. This is the micro distribution. Yeah? This is the macro distribution. You don't see it that way? No problem. Zoom out, now you know. You go up, you consolidate there, and then go back down. So that sure was the distribution phase. But within that distribution, you have two. Do you want to scale out and take the right decision in this region, or you want to make sure you ride it back down and then take the decision? It's completely up to you, because the market is going to give you another opportunity. But we sure don't know at what price. Are you going to see 100K gain? Are you going to see 95K gain? No one knows. That is exactly why you need to analyze the higher time frame structure. Don't go against it. The weekly is still showing you I'm in red. The weekly RSI is still showing you I'm going down. The monthly is saying I'm retracing. Yeah. The biggest candle is your direction, and after that direction you have a retracement, and that's something we have seen historically. Then you be choppy poppy and do all those slippery slopes until you find a bottom. Where will that bottom be? We kind of have an idea of what to expect. We talked about it. This can be the trend line. But if that breaks, it's going to be messy. And that's exactly why I say watch the Bitcoin dominance. It's still pushing back higher. Bitcoin dominance has never been this high. One. Two, it is building the negative divergence, but if that negative divergence gets invalidated, it's not a good sign. Now watch what I'm talking about. We seriously developed the negative divergence, and we understand that. We have it. Fine. But if we do break that to the upside, it's not a good sign. That means more capital is being injected into the Bitcoin market than the alt market. So where can we expect opportunities? What can we expect in these assets? This is exactly why I say look for the momentum side of the equation. The momentum side is still showing you it's choppy poppy, but I'm holding on below the moving average. What is the trouble? When you do that, you have a possibility, expectation that you may retest the bottom again. So for XRP, that remains $2, which is a good sign. But when you do move on to macro charts, when you're entering into the weekly, it's still holding on to green for last few weeks, which is good. Now, if you go back in history, MACD and RSI conveys you something, and now incorporate that with the price action. You may get an idea of what we are doing. Yeah, you were getting a lot of these choppy poppy candles, and as soon as that MACD crossed to the downside, you just saw what happened. Now, where are you? At that verge where the MACD is about to cross to the downside. Fine. You remove the smoothing curve, coming out of Heikin-Ashi chart, and what do you see on a weekly for XRP? It didn't change. Unless you close in a green week, it is not going to change. You put it on a 3-day, it didn't change. Your trend line is still here. So there is no big thing about to talk now for XRP. But when you do look at some of these assets, they're showing you some candlesticks, which you should look at. When you get the exact opposite, you know it's a local top. So you get to see hanging man at the top. You get to see inverted hammers at the bottom. So some of these assets are trying to show you, I'm trying to make a bottom. And I'm like, okay, what's common in some of these coins? Meme coin segment, smart contract segment. They are literally showing you I'm making something. And I'm like, whoa. That's strange. Utility market, utility driven things. You know, the crypto reserves. The market is not responding in that way. I'm like, what is this? Who is crazy in here? Right? Is it the retail? Or is it the real institutions who want you to buy those blue chips and they pump these other coins? Then you jump there, they sell it to you and move it to the blue chips. Is it going to be that wild? We will have to watch. But as of now, it is wild. Your MACD shows I'm going down. Your RSI shows I'm at 50. A break below 50 is the final leg of that capitulation, the ABC kind of structure. We'll get to see. On a monthly, it's saying I'm trying to build something for the altcoin market. What is it? Yeah, a possible inverted hammer showing, yeah, I have this. Yeah, maybe this, but you still have expected bounce coming in. Now, while the Bitcoin dominance increase, while Bitcoin goes up, what are you really looking at, right? Easy thing, stay focused. Don't just focus on the short term. If you want to listen to short term, I'll give you short term. But if you want to look at the medium to long term, first let's go through that. Daily chart still says you're below the resistance. Daily chart still says the one big candle, it was to the downside. Now you have 3 candles to the upside, having trouble to break through that range. It's bearish unless you invalidate that. Go back in history and check each and every time you have done that, and you now have the odds on your side. You kind of get to see that. Easy, yeah? Now, on a 3-day, this is long term. On a long term, it clearly argues, see, I had this range as a support. I tried bouncing off that, but someone shorted or sold it there. Enormous amount of supply came in, the price dropped. Now what's happening? This is that dead cat bounce, or in other words, why such a dead cat bounce? When the price was breaking this range or forming a lower high, a lot of people sold and a lot of people shorted the market. I mean, pure naked shorting. So when it actually went this low, now they're taking profits. How would they do that? they'll buy back the units to give those back. That's how the shorting works, if you don't know. Yeah, that means the local bounce happens. When it reaches back to the resistance or another weakness point, they come back, they short the market again. This is how the whales push the market back down. When they sold their assets, now they short the market. Now, how do you know when they sold their assets? Yeah, distribution. I mean, each and every cycle, this is the same. I told you guys, watch, if this forms a distribution in here, the next leg is going to be big. Now, you did drop to the downside. Now, can you do this kind of a pattern, which is a falling wedge, and then break to the upside? Yeah, have a retest. That is still possible. That is still okay. So you do this chop, come back to 74, 75, and then have a bounce to test 100K before you finally go for the next big cycle to the downside. So now the short term. This is the medium to long term. Fine. Short term, you pick up something just below a daily chart. You're going in here, you're watching this. If you're a trader, you were buying this asset as soon as there was a bullish divergence, which was here. Yeah, with that daily close. 83,000, it was showing you a daily close. That pushed the price back up to 94 with the help of some news. But then you're getting slowed down. So now watch. If you are failing to put in a higher time frame structure and then on a lower time frame structure, you're finding it hard to put in a higher high, it is a struggling portion for the market. So if you think about jumping into those assets, count it on hourly, 4-hour like that. On an hourly, it's starting to show you negative divergence. Now, as soon as it comes on a 4-hour, short-term guys should be out of it. Easy part, put it on a Heikin-Ashi. When it's still green, ride it. As soon as it shifts into that first red candle, exit on a 4-hour, yeah? Exit. It's not a trending market so that you can pick a 12-hour or a daily and play this game. It's a choppy market. And that choppy market is now at this portion. Which portion? The resistance region. So, if you get rejected there, you want to exit at the first candle, whether that's an asset which is at a resistance, whether that's an asset on a trend line resistance, you need to watch for that. If you break higher, yeah, oh, fine. You have a long way, the pattern is breaking higher, you can ride this to the upside. So short term, this is how you should be eyeing the market on different segments to see where the capital flow is going in. Because short term, some of these assets are showing you, I have bullish divergence. So as soon as the higher end, the top end breaks through this, that gets confirmed. So on a daily, if it's showing you the same, on a 3-day, it's starting to show you the same, there is a lot happening. Yeah. So these are the places where your attention should be focused. Now that's why in the SI family, we go through all of these assets one by one so that you know what's exactly happening in the market and you're prepared. That's why we are so busy discussing through the market. So if you want to be a part of it, use the link, jump into the group, and if you received value, smash the like button. I'll meet you guys on the next video. Bye for now.